Good morning, spirit folks. This is Bret coming to you from back in Wisconsin at the Cavala Retreat Center. We're helping Santa Cara and Joe Marie here prepare for winter. When you've got 70 acres, there's a lot to do. We are gonna today kind of work on the garden, getting that ready for winter, turning over soil. There's gutters to clean and some mowing to do, some wood to chop. Really great outdoor activities. I'm surprisingly looking forward to kind of the outdoor time, getting things ready. In the spirit of this channel, I'm also kind of thinking metaphorically about what it means to prepare for winter. I'm sitting here in my favorite spot. This is my front porch. I'm overlooking right now this beautiful valley. It rained all night, and now there's woods, and the fall colors are starting to wane a bit. There's a beautiful red barn, just classic red barn down the hill with an American flag next to it. The apple trees have almost finished dropping their apples here. I really love coming out on my porch and having my lunch, drinking my coffee. I open my van and there's the world. So I'm also thinking about what kind of things am I storing up for times when I need inner resources, when I need some spiritual sustenance and things are perhaps cold and bleak all around me. I love winter, but usually by February, it's a bit cold and bleak, and I'm ready for the renewal of spring. I haven't had to think about winter for the past couple years. I've was stationed in California, up in Northern California for 3 years, and then the last 2 years I was overseas in Okinawa, Japan, and winter never came. There was no cold, but of course there's always the bleak seasons of the heart when we need those inner resources. So I'm thinking about the kinds of things I want to store up, things of moments of love and grace that I've received. I'm going to share something this morning. Cindy doesn't know I'm going to share this, but it was one of the most meaningful things that's happened to me in a long time. I was cooking, and I'm going to store this as a moment of grace. And I define grace as those things we receive in life that we didn't deserve. And she gave me a moment of grace. So I'm cooking. I cooked an omelet, and then I burnt it. So I had to clean the pan, and I used her prized cast iron pan. And when I say prized, it is priceless. It was given to her by my brother-in-law, Mark, who received it from his father. So it's probably been around in the family, I don't know, 50, 60 years. And the surface on that pan was so smooth. It was like Teflon, but it was iron. Years and years of whatever you clean, the steel wool, right? Cleaning and cleaning and getting smoother and smoother. The most beautiful cast iron pan you've ever seen is one of Cindy's, who loves to cook, prized possessions. And after I burnt my omelet, I cleaned it up, and she loves to have it seasoned every time. So I took some oil and I put that, worked it into the surface a little bit, and then I put it on the stove to heat it up so it would be seasoned for the next time. I was working on my son's induction stove at his house, and I turned it on high, and within 2 minutes, that pan wasn't only smoking, it had puckered on the bottom. It was completely warped on the bottom, and it will never again be able to be used on an induction stove or a stove where it's going to wobble back and forth for the rest of its existence. I ruined her prized 10-inch cast iron pan. I was ready for the doghouse. I deserved the doghouse. I, I was, I felt terrible. I knew I deserved whatever was going to come. And she walked in and I told her what happened. And she looked at me and she looked incredibly sad. And she said, "It's okay. Things happen." I said, "You're not even gonna get mad at me?" She says, "No, I'm trying to." She's been watching a lot of videos online lately, inspirational stuff, she's done some really great online workshops. And she says, have devoted my life to not holding bitterness and anger. And this is an opportunity for me to practice that. She said, I'm really sad, but what good is it going to do to hold on to that anger, hold on to a grudge? She says, "I know you didn't mean to do it." I didn't know what to do with that. I expected a little anger, even if she's not gonna be mean to me. I expected some words. Instead, I got grace. So I am going to store that in my heart as an inner resource. She gave me a gift, and now I'm going to honor that gift by storing it up as something that I can fall back on, dig into, dip into when I need to be reminded of how to be graceful in the world and how to give grace for others. And so, as I close, I invite you to think about those moments, small moments, where somebody has been kind, somebody has been generous, somebody has been graceful, and store that in your heart. It may not even be 2 days ago, like my story is this week. It may have been many years ago. But if we don't take that time, like a little squirrel, I'm watching all the squirrels store up nuts here. If we don't gather those resources up, store them for the winter, they aren't going to be there when we need them. One more thing. This is a bonus as we physically prepare for winter here in the Van Spirit van. We have been trying to figure out how to get through the winter without damaging our van with the freezing temperatures, as in the cold north up here. We could run our propane heater at 75 degrees all winter and fill up our propane tanks every 4 to 8 days or whenever they they empty out. We're trying to be a little bit lower on that fossil food chain. And so we've decided to winterize the trailer, the camper, which means getting all of the water out of the lines, putting the antifreeze in there, and basically shutting down the sink and the shower and the toilet for winter. And what are we going to do? So I invented, or I didn't invent, I built a little winter sink for us, little winter faucet based on some parts that I got from Whole Foods. I bought a water bottle, big water bottle, a couple of them. I bought on Amazon a little $15 USB chargeable pump and faucet. And we got some tubing for $4 at Home Depot. So now we've got our winter sink ready to go. As long as the interior of the van stays above freezing, we're good. So that's how we're kind of spiritually preparing for winter, storing that good energy that other people give us, those gifts of grace. And we're physically getting ready for winter and letting the one remind us of the other. May you do so in your life. Until next time, keep moving and have a blessed week.